Okay, the purpose of this video is to train you as to how to check superheat without connecting your gauges to the unit. As you can see, I have a thermometer connected to the return air. I'm checking to see what my return air dry bulb currently is, and as you can see, it's 70 degrees. So we're going to make a note of that because that's going to come into play into checking our actual superheat here in the next few minutes. Now I've already calculated the outdoor temperature is 80 degrees. That is the ambient temperature beside the condenser. So my ambient temperature is 80 degrees. And I've checked the wet bulb inside, and the actual wet bulb temperature is 68 degrees wet bulb. What wet bulb is relative humidity plus the sensible temperature. The sensible temperature upstairs is around 78 degrees, but the wet bulb is what's important in determining superheat, and that is 68 degrees. So I can't show you my chart because my chart is on my phone, but after cross-referencing my chart, I found that my superheat should be in the range of 22 degrees. That being said, plus or minus 5 degrees is an acceptable level of superheat. So let's get to figuring out what our superheat actually is on this system. So as you can see, it is 70 degrees return air dry bulb temperature. Alright, so when we consider our superheat, we would minus the design temperature of the evaporator coil. The design temperature of the evaporator coil is 35 degrees. That is the design temperature dictated by the industry for all 10 SEER evaporator coils. So when we look at that, 70 minus 35 equals 35 degrees. That being said, this is how we're going to determine what our superheat is. Okay, so 35 plus 22 would be 57, correct? As you can see, I have my thermistor clamped to the suction line at its closest location to the evaporator. That's the only place you're going to get an accurate reading of what the evaporator temperature is. Alright, so 35 plus 22 equals 57. We're at 56 degrees. That tells us we have 21 degrees of superheat. Plus or minus 5, we fall into the correct parameters. Charge is adequate.